What up, my people? I go by the name T-Rhyme, aka the stylish rapper, aka Control, aka Fire, aka what I say, BBB. You watching Davcadotv. Keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Aye.
Our focus is not to look for who is topping the charts in terms of international songs. If we are looking at Ghanaian songs, if the focus is on Ghanaian songs, you're looking at Ghanaian songs that are topping the charts. That's what you'll be looking out for. So the focus
topping with charts, Ghanaian charts or international charts.
Topping the charts, Ghanaian charts, you know. So because your focus is to look for Ghanaian songs that are being streamed multiple times and getting all the buzz. So that's what you'll be looking out for. But in terms of the DJ Azonto bits, I think the breakdown I was given the last time is this. There are three key areas you want to look at. You want to look at streams, you want to look at the streets, and then you want to look at airplay and rotation. So the streets will give you information on who is banging out there in terms of the pubs, the bars, the community centers, parties, weddings, etc. You'll be able to get information in that particular space. Then you come to the streams. The streams are basically telling you what's happening on the DSPs. You know, the category definition talks about music patronage. You understand? And music patronage and popularity, one of the key things you want to be able to use, how music is being patronized, and the streaming platforms is one of the ways that music is being patronized. So definitely you go onto that particular platform, and then again, you get information on who is doing well and who is not doing well. And then you take that particular data. In addition to that, you now take the airplay, rotations on various platforms to be able to see who is doing well. And then in fact, even the airplay, you want to even check regional dominance, because sometimes somebody is doing extremely well in a particular region, and when you go to other regions, the person is weak. There are people who are topping charts in a particular region and none of their songs were in any other region. It was just one region. There were songs that were functional in like 3 regions, and that's it. And it doesn't cross beyond, it doesn't go to any place, and then you check the streets and you see that they're heavy, and then, when you go to other regions, they are not, so it's a blend of stuff. But what I'm saying is that this whole thing is put into a basket, and then you rank it, and then you use that as a basis to determine who is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should we, for a particular year, say we are taking 10 people, then the cut-off point is going to be at 10. I'm not too sure, but I think last year or last 2 years, the most popular song, we chose 12. So usually, depending on the cut-off points, if we choose 8 and you are number 9, it just means that you didn't make the cut. Doesn't mean you are not popular. No, it doesn't mean you're not popular. It means you're popular. Except that the only thing is that we had a cut-off point and you just couldn't make it. So that is, and that is the situation. That was the situation with DJ Azonto's song.
But what determines? Okay, so what determines the cut?
It's a ranking.
No. So this is what I want to ask you, because I think there has been something of that sort. So are you saying that in a particular year, if let's just say one song was like the biggest of all, and all the other songs really did not, they were there, but they didn't really make it. Are you saying that that particular year, you take out the category most popular song because just one song like stood out? Because I don't have my facts right, so I don't want to preempt, some. I know that there was a year that you said you didn't have enough something for some particular category. So
I think it was High Life. Mm-hmm. We didn't have too much. Some year like that.
Is it High Life?
No, I don't think so. No, but good. Beautiful.
Last year.
And this year. And it happened before, cry. So in that
this year like that, I think
group in that space, what happens with that?
Okay, so
I'm really
there we are not focusing on songs, we are focusing on artistry.
That's different.
That's one. And sorry,
better scheme than they get them out. No. You see, again, and I keep saying this all the time. The scheme is what Ghana Music Awards, not Ghana Artist Awards, right? Mm-hmm. But then it be artists they churn out the music. Mm-hmm. You get my point. So somebody can ask you again that, okay, if this is Ghana Music Awards, mm-hmm. and let's say somebody like DJ Azonto had the biggest song, or he wins the biggest song category. Yeah, we had this argument. I mean, I know the answer. It says I'm putting out here that so DJ Azonto has the biggest song and he won the biggest song of the year. Then now Blacko goes to win Artist of the Year, which is your biggest, yes, on the night. Don't you think it's contradictory? Me, I know the answer, but I'm just putting it out there because again, if it's some kind of artist award, how is the Artist of the Year the biggest of the night? Yeah. And why
it's the artist that produces
Massa, you say Ghana music.
No, I'm supporting. I'm
just I'm saying something.
But you be okay or what?
I know to be okay. I know be okay. You know what? I know be okay. So I don't know why you won't ask.
I don't support you.
Okay.
Okay.
And I've asked like 3 questions.
No, I just asked 2.
2. Okay, so
Yeah.
do you also want to say Ghana Music Artist Awards? I don't know.
No,
I'm also just trying to ask.
Oh, unless you're asking a question to answer your
Yes.
the question.
No, because again, you know the answer. So
Yeah, no, maybe I know.
That's 1, 2.
I know.
You've done an awards before, so you understand scheme sense. If there's a word like that, I would like to use that scheme sense. So basically, you just have to set the rules and run with the rules. At the end of the day, it's about music, and music is produced by artists. And artists, even in the VGMA scheme, the level of artists recognized are in 4 categories. We have the songwriters, we have the so let's say composers and authors broken down. So you have those who write and those who compose, and then you have those who perform. And then you have those who are also considered for their artistic value with respect to visuals, and that is a video. You understand? So it's a combination of people. You understand? So when it comes to the performance angle, that is when we consider everything that represents the artist. And it is that basket. So it's not just one side. A song is a song, and a song's performance clearly merits what a song is supposed to merit. However, we don't forget the fact that the song came from an artist, and so in terms of valuing their entire artistry, you want to be able to factor back that particular component in. So, for example, somebody will go like, so why is DJ Azonto in the New Artist of the Year category? Something spoke for him. What did speak for him is the song. Even though the song couldn't make the cut, it was big enough to speak for him and add to his works, his body of works, and therefore pushed him to earn that particular nomination in that particular category. So when people say it's not big, I'm like, yeah, it's big. I agree that it's not like nobody says it's not big. It's just that I didn't make the cut, but it was big enough to push the person to the New Artist of the Year category. So that's
all in the sense of the scheme. Makes sense.
Scheme sense.
Yes, makes sense. Then the other one where you Group of the Year. What happened?
Okay, so Group of the Year, it's about the level of activity within the various categories, and a special concession. How do
because
and a category is very active, right? So you have a lot of people making submissions. You have 20 songs, 30 songs, 40 songs, and then you cut down all the way through, and when you got to the Group of the Year category, we didn't have enough. So the question here is, maybe for a particular year, the board can decide to let it go. Another year, they decide to let it go. But if for a period they realize that activity in that particular space is not enough and it's not too competitive, they could have it, rested. And that is really what happened with respect to it being rested. But if for any reason, the board feels that in a particular year submissions come through and there are so many groups represented, then certainly why not? They'll bring it up. However, nobody. However, one of the key things I remember the deliberations was whether they were not being deprived of winning what is due them. We're like, at the end of the day, a group can win Artist of the Year. Because if you check the definition for Artist of the Year, it comes with an S. It's not just an individual. A group can win Artist of the Year. They can win, all the artists, the rest of the artist categories. So whether it's Afrobeats, Afropop artists, whether it's gospel, you can win any of them. It's just that another category was created especially for them.
Why? Do you know?
I have to go back and find out why.
Because again, we don't want a situation down the line where a group will come and say Charterhouse is responsible for breaking up groups or
It's a curse to groups.
yes,
It's a curse to groups in Ghana.
because clearly a group like Keche is doing very well, active, like year upon year they're putting out something.
Asaka Boys.
Again, you know, so
Asaka, is it a group?
Are they not a group?
Okay, I don't know.
They say-
Let me
They keep saying it's a collective or something like that.
a collective is a group, innit?
Well, is it?
It is.
I don't know. I mean,
Are we not a group of people here?
Yeah.
We are a collective.
Best daytime group of the year.
Yeah. Charlie, you go for generate some nomination for we, you know. This is so R2Bs. They're active. I mean, the past year they released a fantastic album. I mean, Keche also has been working.
Dope Nation.
Dope Nation.
You know, so I think that what you just explained right now makes a lot of sense. But then if Charterhouse needs to rest that category so that nobody then again will put their eyes on there. So that you know that like I'm working to the top artist in bracket S, this is what we're going. But once you've created that, you know, and 2-3 groups are working, you know, and you're saying that okay, we don't have like 5 or 6 or 7 groups, you know what I'm saying? It becomes something. So I think Charterhouse needs to
I understand where you're coming from, but it's not just Charterhouse, it's the board as well. I understand where you're coming from.
But before that,
Yes.
a little contribution to what Bulldog said. You remember the band Fra also raised concerns that they've been dejected or rejected,
You know, because of the works.
which a band is also a group.
Yeah, I agree. What I'm saying is that because
Yeah.
popularity remains one of the key elements of the scheme. That is more or less the lens through which a lot of things are reviewed.
Again.
So I'm coming. Okay. So and that is the reason why some of the things are the way they are. All submissions being made sweet, I hear them. It makes a lot of sense. There are points in it, except that you just need some form of guide to be able to ensure that, you know, this is how you're able to run it. So for anybody who is listening, and I got somebody who actually submitted a petition yesterday saying that how are we, a lot of people have done projects together, but they're not groups. And so if you do a project together, so for example, me and you come together and we do an album.
Yes, like Shatter and Medical did. They did some Deeper Than Blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you do an album. You know, at face value, the first thing I would probably say to your songs is it's collaboration, because it falls under that category. But then again, if the people come together to do an album, even though they have their individual, you know, what do you call it?
You become a group.
Identity.
Yes.
Are they a group? You know, so those are some of the things, but like, you know, those are conversations that
Like
can be held.
I also will propose.
You know,
maybe
so now, I'm just saying, so the person also shared that. But as per the scheme today, what it simply means that the people will just fall under collaboration of the year. However, windows for conversation about this, you know, in subsequent editions are necessary, so that if some of projects like this exist, we would know whether the guideline allows it to exist in a group of the year category, you know, that kind of conversation. So yeah, we were open, like, submissions will come through. It just informs us and it makes the scheme better.
one last thing before Rhea, you come in.
No, he's answered my question.
Oh,
so go ahead.
okay. You see, one of the things I'm also looking at for the scheme to do, maybe we need to put it in writing and send it over, is band, and he spoke about live band, because these are performers. These are people who perform like crazy. Every weekend there's a band somewhere playing something.
Yeah, I think they even need to be looked at from a different perspective. Yeah, you have
in the you know, we have the industry awards, right, and we have the public awards.
So from the industry perspective,
Yes.
yeah, and I understand
Yeah, we
that
need
it's
to
one
look
of the
at-
things that is
Yes.
also on the plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there are countless. There's Safwa band, high school band, plenty. You know, they're doing amazing jobs.
So why were they not
Fra
considered?
band
Because
and-
Fra,
Yes.
they've called you out.
Yeah, but the fact that you call us out, again, we work with guidelines, so it's not about calling out. So the calling out, that we are happy that you've called, you know, because when you call, you draw attention to it, assuming we are not aware. But you know, but one of the key things that for me, again, because I specifically went to watch a band concert this year.
Composers, you know, all of these guys.
Yeah. You know, I went to watch, and all of them were there. About 7 to 10 bands. It was a Fra concert this year, and I went to watch it because I wanted to understand that particular space and all of that, and then enable us have that particular dialogue and conversation. So it's in the right space for them to call. We just need to be able to ensure that the guidelines, there's a clear way of working around it. Just like what's his name? Somebody was calling for DJs to be added. What's his name? DJ Mensa.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So again, and one of the key.
You know, the same person that disagreed and threw it out. You threw it out the other day. You did.
You know, so yeah. So all of these things are tabled.
We are two-faced Idibia man.
We are all that.
Idibia.
When it's raining, we say it's raining too much. When it's hot, we say it's too hot. I didn't say. I'm saying your suggestions should be
the high life.
What up, my people? I go by the name T-Rhyme, aka the stylish rapper, aka Conscious, aka Fire, aka what I say, BBB. You watching Davcadotv. Keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Aye.